before we start, we just want to say a big thank you to Christopher Dos Santos, who's our new patron. He signed up at our Patreon, which is patreon.com/toonjampod. So thank you very much for helping us out there with a few pennies and helping to keep the show going.
And hey, it's New Year's, baby, 2019. Why not get yourself a treat and sign up yourselves? At the moment, we are covering a Through the Ages extravaganza that will certainly pique your interest. Yes. So, Happy New Year! Let's start the show. Happy New Year! Toon Jam. Toon Jam. Hello and welcome to a not so very special actually edition of Toon Jam. It is New Year's, but we're just going to do it normally.
Ooh.
New Year, same us. Just what you wanted, I've no doubt. Did you do anything good for New Year's?
I just it was mainly just was in bed.
Oh really?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah.
It was just fairly normal situation. I went to sleep.
Yeah. Was this what at night?
Yeah, I went to sleep. Well, no, it was in the morning.
Did you see New Year's?
I did, yeah. I saw it on the TV.
Yeah.
You were there, actually.
It's true.
Yeah.
I didn't know when you were going to drop that. But there we go.
I was trying to keep it a secret. I was going to ask you.
I did the same as you.
Did you see it?
Just a bit of banter between hosts.
Hey.
It's not entirely the same, guys. Not entirely the same.
It's an inside joke.
Yeah. Anyway, today we are covering Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars. I think that's its full title.
Yeah.
Bucky O'Hare.
It's rarely
I'm just going to refer to it from... Guys, if you don't know what I'm on about when I say Bucky O'Hare, I'm on about Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars. So that's... The key is in place.
Yeah. You
know now. We watched episode 7, which is the Complex Caper.
Yes.
Interesting. So, little bit of background. It is a French-Canadian animated series by Sunbow Productions.
Oh.
And, let's have a look. There's actually a lot of productions involved. Abrams Gentile Entertainment, Continuity Comics, and the French company IDDH, and co-produced by Marvel Productions.
Ah, yes. As in Marvel Comics.
Marvel Comics,
yes.
Yeah. It was distributed by Hasbro's subsidiary Cluster Television. So, toy deals.
Yes.
We're back. Same old thing. Welcome to the 90s, baby.
Welcome to 2019.
Where toys rule and you don't. So, that's the essential background. It was based on a comic.
Yeah.
Just looking into it, some of you may or may not know that there was a character in the Star Wars comics named Jackson Rabbit, who was also a green rabbit in space with like a red uniform.
Yeah. Coincidence?
Well, I've looked into it because it was very hard to actually find information on this, and it turns out they were made weeks apart. And it actually was a coincidence.
Huh?
You learn something new every day.
How is that coincidence?
So if you, like me, were wondering that, and I'm sure many of you weren't, then we're a bit aimless this year, guys.
Hey, New Year.
Hey, New Year, fresh start. Okay, but that's
Yeah.
Had a few games.
Yeah.
Had a few toys. Classic tie-ins.
Any albums?
No albums.
No.
But it did have a rockin' theme tune.
Yeah, it did.
Bucky! Captain Bucky O'Hare!
It goes an ordinary rabbit would dare. If your righteous indignation has suffered a hit, and your proton accelerator is broken a bit, and you're losing your mind, and you're having a fit, I get the funky fresh rabbit who can take care of it. I said, Bucky!
Captain Bucky O'Hare!
Yeah.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah. I don't remember all of it. Just 100%
Just all of it.
Yeah.
Which brings us to our first segment, Memories. Memories. very much. So, what were your memories of Bucky O'Hare and the Toad Wars?
And
that's the last time I'm going to say that.
Yeah.
The last time.
It appears I remember the theme tune
Very
to
well.
some degree. Yes, I do enjoy the theme, and that it sort of makes fun of the fact that theme tunes said the title a lot. Because
Yeah.
at the end it's like, there's a guy who's like, "Did you say Bucky?" And he's like, "I said Bucky," because he said it like
Yeah, he
500
said it
times.
so many times.
So I did enjoy that.
Yeah.
Also, I thought that they were cool characters, and I remember having toys of them. I
Yeah.
did have a Deadeye and a Bucky,
Yeah,
and I remember they
did
were
as
kind
well,
of
yeah.
like, I don't know, the shapes of them. They were very like angular.
They
Almost.
were proper bulky, weren't
Yeah,
they?
they were, but they had like the plastic was kind of, I don't know, like it had a different feel to it from other toys somehow. I don't know why, but yeah, they were very chunky little toys.
Yeah.
But it made them look cool, and like they weren't poor quality. I don't
No,
think.
because I had a few
decent.
toys. I had Bucky, Deadeye, Bruiser, I think.
Yeah.
And that, that weird robot thing at the end.
Toadborg,
Yeah.
the purple thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had actually a lot of them. I think I got them off my cousin though. I didn't.
Oh.
They weren't bought for me. I just inherited them.
Yeah.
The actual Toad General guy
Yeah.
and Willy boy.
Oh yes, Willy.
Yeah. But I always thought he was half ape
Really?
because of his weird armor.
Because he wore the suit, didn't he? That was
Yeah.
like, yeah.
So I was like, oh right,
Yeah.
okay.
I'm pretty sure as well, but I can't remember whether it was this or Thundercats, but I always remember that I had it on video. I
Yeah.
had 2 episodes of Bucky O'Hare on video, and I had like 2 episodes of Thundercats. And me and my friend who lived up the road swapped videos,
Right.
but we still had the same cases.
Yeah.
So for one of those, I'm pretty sure it was Bucky O'Hare. Like I had the wrong cover for it, so
Yeah.
when it told you the episode description, it was completely different to what it
Yeah.
actually was. It was just really annoying.
Yeah. No description for
No.
you.
So yeah.
But I don't really remember the cartoon extremely well. I do remember watching it, but there's only 9 episodes, is it?
Yeah, I think so. It's not a lot, is it?
Not many, yeah.
No.
It's around that number. Don't quote me on that.
Well, he said 9, guys. Who said 9?
No, well, I said around 9.
He said around
No,
9,
no.
guys. So
Around. It might not be 9.
yeah, give him 1 leeway of 1.
Oh God.
Find us on Toon Jam Pod.
It could be 12.
It could be. Well,
Oh.
it's not close enough.
So but yeah, there's not many episodes anyway. So it's a wonder we really.
Remember it at all.
Yeah, and this is I suppose goes to show. Well, I mean, as if by now we need it proven, but the power of toys,
Oh yeah.
because that's not many episodes,
No.
and for people to still remember it quite, because a lot of people do remember it.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
like
it's one
it's
of
not
those.
like super present.
No.
But if you say do you remember
Yeah.
Bucky O'Hare, most people will be like, I think so, at least.
I think it's quite different as well in a way. Like it's got
Yeah.
quite an individual look about it. So
Yeah.
it's like
Which
other
is
stuff
weird
kind of
because
gets confused.
when you watch it, it feels like a massive rip-off
Yeah, I know. What you mean.
of like so many other things.
Yeah.
Star Wars mainly,
Yeah.
but I suppose it is Toad Wars.
Yeah. That's it.
Someone start
Toad
calling
Wars.
it now. Toad Wars.
Yeah.
Forget Bucky O'Hare.
Toad
Toad
Wars.
Wars.
Yeah.
So, episode 7 of Toad Wars, The
Yeah.
Complex Caper, written by Doug Moench, who, if you know your comics, is a
Wrote
bit of
comic stuff.
Is it? Yeah. He created Moon Knight. He wrote Batman Nightfall, the story in which Dark Knight Rises is based on.
That's it. The backbreaking.
Yeah. He wrote the story where Jason Todd comes in as the new Robin, who is the Red Hood, for those that know. And much more. I'm just reading these off the top of my head, so I've got no research out at the moment. But if you're looking him up, you'll see. He's done loads. Black Mask, he made him.
Yeah.
Did a lot on Masters of Kung Fu. I don't know, I'm just pausing as if the audience is going to be like, oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll let you wow,
just absorb
just,
that. Yeah.
You know, take in the
I'm sure every pause I gave, you were like, wow, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And not like, all right.
Yeah.
So it's written by him. Take it away. Let's
Yes.
let's have our description. Let's go.
So, Bucky O'Hare. We begin, as many episodes do, in space.
Yes.
Since it's pretty much centered in space. They have a very weird looking spaceship. They're kind of orangey.
Yeah, everything looks like a round piece of plastic, doesn't it?
Yeah. It all kind of looks like they were either going to make toys or some sort of like toilet brush type business. So
It was one or the other.
yeah.
Do we make these products for children to play with or to clean their toilet with?
I don't know. We can go both ways.
Yeah.
We can go both ways.
I think they went the better way.
I think
if I'm
so.
honest.
Yeah. But, if we lived in a world now where, toilet plunge and stuff are all a novelty, then it might have been a different world entirely.
A cleaner world.
Yeah. So there's a Deadeye is like in a little side ship or whatever.
He's got it's like a what are jet skis?
Yeah, it's like a jet
It's like
ski.
a space jet ski.
But it kind of looks like a shoe as
Yeah.
well. Is that right? Yeah. It's got a very flat bottom.
Yeah, like a bumper car.
Yeah, it is like a
or
bumper
Dodge
car.
'em.
Yeah.
For those over the pond.
Hey?
We know.
Carnival times. And they're basically they've hatched a little plan to get aboard some toad ship and sort of attack the toads, who are the enemies in this show.
Yeah.
So it's like mammals versus amphibians in Bucky O'Hare. Even though the boss, who's sort of the episode's named after, is Complex, who's like a computerized.
Yeah. He's like it's like a big computer screen. Isn't it?
Yeah.
But with like a computer toad face with
Yeah.
what looks like swastikas for eyes.
Yeah, that is weird.
It's weird, isn't it? Just to show you how evil he is.
Yeah. So close, came so close to drawing swastikas out because they were like, need to be. So
gotta
evil.
make him. Oh, best chill out on that
Yeah,
one.
just cut the ends
Just
off.
do the eye across instead.
So Deadeye basically does a good 90s trick, which is to ghosty a vehicle, which is where you you set it in motion, let it propel forward, and then jump out of the thing.
Yeah.
So he ghosties the ship, which comes up on the Toad screen. And
You probably used to do it with your bike in the 90s.
Or somebody else's bike.
Yeah.
And ghosty
More
it into
likely,
a wall.
Yeah, that was well good. Just the person whose bike is sadly standing in the corner like,
Yeah, cool.
yeah.
Just a wreck.
Let's
of
do it
metal.
again. Oh.
Yeah, and that's how handlebars
Ghosty!
become parallel with frames by being ghosted into walls. Yeah. Bucky O'Hare just showed you how fun that was.
Yeah.
By Deadeye.
This is where they learnt it.
Yeah.
Where we learnt it.
He ghosties the ship, and then the Toad sees it and thinks, well, there's one of the mammal ships.
Yeah.
Whereas Deadeye's actually snuck round the back, and he's blasted his way through the door into the Toad ship. And then he grabs, I think he hijacks the ship or something. I can't
Yeah,
really remember.
he goes in and sort of like points his multiple guns
Yeah.
at the Toad guy
Yeah.
that's driving the ship, and he's like, speak, and he won't, and then he's like,
Oh yeah, they take him, don't they?
yeah, because he's like, he's on the comm
Yeah.
with Bucky, and Bucky's like, tie him up,
Yeah. It's like,
and he's like, yeah, I don't know what to tie him up
Yeah.
with though, Bucky. What am I supposed to tie him up with though?
his voice is so
weird.
Yeah, it's
like,
really grating, isn't
yeah,
it? Like,
and then he's like, yeah, improvise,
yeah.
improvise, Deadeye. You
Yeah.
gotta improvise. He's like, well, what with? Improvise. I said improvise. And then, then he delivers him, tied up with his own tongue.
Yeah, that's the nice good.
Then
good
it
tongue
followed
joke.
by this really weird moment where he unravels him, but the Toad's tongue is dead.
Yeah.
So he has to like flail it around for a bit to get
He's
life
like,
back.
yeah,
in.
like,
But there's
wait
just
a-
this whole scenario
Yeah.
where they're like, I can't fit my tongue there.
Yeah.
And like, he can't speak because his tongue's dead. Try moving it around a bit, and then he's like,
It's very out of
You just-
place. It goes to like a wacky place for some reason.
just waiting for like, oh, okay, if we're this far in
Yeah,
and this is happening,
yeah,
you clearly were already padding for time.
yeah. And you do start to notice the voices at this point as well. So Deadeye's got that weird sort of
pseudo
grating, like
New York.
yeah, like duck voice.
Yeah.
That's sort of like and then Bucky sounds like a kind of bro Nicolas Cage.
It's really,
He's
he's
sort of
very
got like
weird,
a
isn't he?
whispery.
It's
kind
like
of-
someone really. It seems like someone really young trying to do an old man's voice, but like cool. Like they're trying to do
yeah, it's
like,
really cool.
like Clint Eastwood,
Mm.
but like they're too young to do it,
Yeah,
and their voice is too fresh.
that's it.
And he just talks like that. Hey,
Just do a bit of
I'm James Dean.
breathing, man.
Hey.
Yo, Deadeye.
And it's just really, his is more annoying, I think,
Yeah,
than Deadeye's.
I think so. Yeah, it's just like what you're doing.
Yeah.
But so they've got the Toad on board and they're trying to get information out of him. He finally gets his tongue undone, and then the Toad basically just says, "I'm never going to give up any information."
Yeah.
He says, "Torture me" at one point,
Torture me.
which is I don't think anyone's ever said "torture me" like,
like, I
as
want
an
you to do it.
invitation to
I want
do
you
it.
to do it.
Go on, go ahead, torture me.
You're double bluffing.
And then after that, he says, "Tempt me with fly speck fondue," which must be a delight
That must
because
be
that's
big
after
time.
torture.
Yeah.
He's given up torture. That's already on the cards
Yeah.
now. And then "tempt me with fly speck fondue" is
Even
yeah,
more powerful.
that would be even worse than
Yeah.
torture. So, oh man, they must love that fly speck fondue. So they think that he's he gives the impression that there's no way he's going to leak any information.
He's too tough to crack.
And then suddenly the door opens and Bruiser heads out.
Yeah.
Who is this like?
He's like a gorilla.
Yeah,
or
he's like a
something, isn't
gorilla. He's got a good nose chain
he? Yeah.
situation going on. And he walks in, just looks at the Toad,
Yeah.
and then the Toad buckles instantly.
Instantly.
Yeah.
I'll tell you anything you
Yeah,
want.
and yeah, just the look of Bruiser made him break. So he's called a berserker baboon, I think they call.
Oh, is that what
yeah.
he is? A berserker baboon.
So
Certainly looks the part,
yeah,
but he doesn't look anything like a baboon.
no, he doesn't at all.
Already berserk. He's quite calm.
Yeah, yeah. But in the world of Bucky,
In the world of Bucky and Hare,
yeah,
who
those two
knows?
things, who knows? At some point, we cut to Willie, who's their human companion.
And he's like because they're in a different dimension, aren't
Yeah.
they? That's the whole thing. So he's in our dimension, just on his is he on a computer?
Yeah, he's on a very old-looking computer.
Yeah, it must
that's
be
just all
an
buttons.
old computer.
Yeah,
Just DOS. He's
yeah.
on DOS.
He's on DOS.
He's just browsing the DOS.
Good old DOS surf.
Browsing the DOS, and and then he's telling them. He seems to know everything.
Yeah, it's weird. He
He
seems to
knows
have like
more about
hacked
everything.
their computer because he sort of breaks into the communications between Toad and Complex
Yeah,
on his DOS.
on his DOS.
And then he ends up like he has a way of like transporting himself to their,
Yeah, like to their dimension.
yeah. So he sort of turns up and gives them a bit of info.
/hack.
Yeah, that's it.
/portal
hack
//
dot exe.
It worked.
Hey, every time. And yeah, then Willie turns up and they sort of start hatching a plan
Yeah.
to take over the guys.
Well, they've got. It turns out that they've got these hypnotic
yeah,
TV feeds,
yeah,
doesn't it? So
yeah.
this
That's
is the
their
problem.
main weapon.
Yeah.
That they're gonna start
And then,
start
they,
using.
for an example, they put the TV on, and all the characters start being hypnotized by it,
Yeah,
which is shown by like this wavy connecting spooky line
yeah.
between them and the
it's
TV.
like a smell line, but it's
Yeah, but
vision.
Willie can't be hypnotized because he's from another dimension.
Yeah. So he's
That's right,
he's
isn't it?
yeah he's invulnerable to it.
Yeah.
I think the sort of moral here almost is that TV is ruining
Yeah.
people's brains, which is quite funny for
For a
a
TV,
TV
show.
show.
It does seem to its message,
Mm.
because I mean this is just it goes hard on it towards the end,
Yeah.
doesn't it? But it does seem to be a bit contradictory.
Mm. Yeah,
It's a bit weird, isn't it? Like don't watch TV. TV's bad for you.
yeah, like while you're watching the show.
I suppose that's why there's only so many episodes.
Yeah, they did not. Yeah,
Like no one watched it after that
yeah.
episode.
They're like,
Oh
yeah.
right, well flipping
Yeah.
out.
Better listen to what's
Yeah.
John told me. So we do get a sort of glimpse inside the enemy sort
Yeah.
of plans. So Toad's also got another crazy voice that's just like
Yeah.
he's got like a, I don't know, like a weird
I can't remember his
throaty
voice.
kind of
but it's like
voice. Yeah,
Toady.
yeah,
Very
Toady.
yeah.
They're quite.
I think I've never really liked Toads. It might be because of this show.
Oh yeah.
Because it does villainise Toads.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
It's made me rethink my
Your
my
whole
outlook
life.
on Toads. Like,
Like-
maybe they're not that bad. This is like propaganda.
Yeah, it is because they're just so militarized.
Yeah.
And just like they
But,
are.
you know, Toads don't do anything really.
No, they just kind of chill out.
Eat fly fondue.
Yeah, and I mean, flies are the real enemy, and toads
Yeah.
eat them. So
Don't know,
no.
mate.
What's going on in Bucky Hare?
Yeah,
Teaching
TV's
us all
bad for you.
Toads are bad for you.
Don't
Oh,
know
man.
about this.
It's like it was like a fly radio industry or something.
Just fly propaganda.
Yeah.
That's all it is. But then we see Dog Star, don't we?
Yeah.
Is he a general or something?
Yeah,
of
yeah.
the army,
Yeah.
and he's very stereotypically, like a stereotypical English toff.
Mm.
Oh no, Bucky, Bucky, what are you saying? I won't turn off my TV.
Yeah, and Bucky's just trying to explain the plan to him and tell him, don't watch it. And he's
Yeah.
like, why not?
Why not, Bucky?
It's like, shut up and listen to me.
And then his soldiers come in who all look dead whack.
Yeah.
Like ridiculous characters.
Yeah.
It's such I know it's a 90s cartoon, but it is just, isn't it? So what was it, 1990?
Yeah, I think so.
It's well 80s. Really 80s.
Yeah.
Put me off a bit how 80s it was. Like Willy, he is an 80s character.
Oh, definitely.
There's no 90s in him whatsoever. He's straight from like Care Bears.
Yeah.
Pure 80s, like Alvin and the Chipmunks maybe.
Yeah. Even looks like some sort of, like the 80s actors
Yeah.
that used to be and stuff. Like,
Yeah.
just the normal sort of nerdy kids. Like,
Yeah.
with his big glasses and his, like, giant mouth.
Yeah. Right, a right goonie.
Yeah, he
Such
is.
a goonie.
Definitely. So they hatch the plan. They start sending out all the TV waves to people in their homes all over the place.
Yeah.
And then there's also like some real toad propaganda shows going on as well, where they're like, "We love the toads."
Yeah,
the toads
and they're all like toads with costumes on, aren't they? So
Yeah.
they're like wearing these obvious masks of mammals.
Yeah.
So they got like dogs' heads on and horses' heads, and like toads are great. We love the toads. Toads are the best.
They
You
were
love the
friends.
toads too. Toads are the best. You are my friend because I'm not a toad, but now you're friends with toads. And that goes on for a while, and
Yeah.
everyone's like,
In the process, their sort of like brain, like it's like their brain soul is on its way to being transferred into some giant supercomputer.
So this is the big thing in it. They've got like a satellite, haven't they?
Yeah.
That's protected by a giant round sphere, so that basically it looks like the Death Star.
Yeah.
And then everyone's brainwaves are being stored in it. Is it a brain?
I think so. Yeah.
A giant brain.
Yeah.
That they would then use to do something with.
Yeah.
They're using the power of everyone's
Brain to do something. I can't
remember
remember.
that
It's very-
that far. It was
yeah.
very convoluted.
It was, yeah.
Unnecessary.
But during this time, Bucky makes his way on board a toad ship or whatever,
Yeah.
and like tries to go in and bodge
So
the
he
brain.
gets through the shield, doesn't he, and goes
Yeah.
into the satellite, and then we see a series of him making his way through.
yeah,
Don't we?
and them looking at a map and seeing that he's working his way through.
Because what are the others? The others are waiting, aren't they?
Yeah.
Because they can't do anything.
No, there's a few little space
And they have,
battles
like-
going on
then
outside.
Then they get
yeah.
attacked by like toad fighters.
Yeah.
And there's a little, action scene with them shooting.
Yeah.
That's not very memorable.
No.
There's a lot of colours, isn't there?
Yeah,
a lot of
yeah.
flashy colours, and all the guns seem to be incredibly powerful.
Yeah, it's like one
Like
shot.
Bucky's pistol is like shooting through walls.
Yeah.
Shooting through everything.
Nothing's impassable with those guns.
So he walks through like what is essentially a maze of tunnels and stuff, doesn't he, to
Yeah.
get in there?
And sees like some of the toad stuff. There's like the toad, like the actual toad like TV, which is there's Toad versions of stuff. Like you've got
Well,
warts
first he
illustrated.
goes through, doesn't he? And there's loads of turrets,
Mm.
and he shoots all them.
Yeah.
And it always seems like they put him in a dilemma,
Mm.
and then it's like, oh no, how's he going to get out of it? And then he just shoots his way out of it
Yeah,
every
definitely.
time. So it's just like, well, he's got a gun. So,
Yeah, still
these
got his
like
gun.
Toad robots that patrol like the sewer area.
Yeah.
Very Star Wars again.
Mm.
They're like big. They're like chain chomps, aren't they?
Yeah.
But they look like toads.
Toads.
And they're about to eat him, and you're like, oh no!
Yeah.
And then he just shoots them.
Yeah. And he has a conversation with them at some point,
Yeah.
doesn't he? Which is a bit weird.
They're like, because they're like, oh well, we patrol these sewers.
Yeah, they
and
give him
eat.
like his job, their
Yeah,
job
their job
description.
description. And he's like, oh,
Okay.
I'm just making my way through, and they're like, you sound like dinner or something like that.
Yeah. And then
And
they
then he
start
shoots
attacking him. Yeah, and then he shoots him in that
Then he
bit.
shoots them, and then they trap him, don't they? And this is I think the best bit in the episode, when he gets trapped in sort of the hall of TVs.
Oh,
So
yeah.
this is what you're on about.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And he sees all the Toad versions.
All these different Toad television programs that are like breaking him down. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh,
No, I
no,
can't handle it. Yeah. Like this is
like crawling the
hardest-
ball on the floor. Like,
Yeah, he is just
"No."
like
And
turmoil.
there's definitely an abundance of Toad women in bikinis.
Yeah. Lots of Toad women.
Like, too much.
Yeah.
First you're like, oh, flipping out. I'm surprised they put that in there. That's a bit weird. And then you see it again, you're like, all right.
Yeah.
And then you see it again,
Yeah.
and,
And
you're
then
like,
they
stop
keep
now.
drawing more
And then
attention to it. Yeah.
yeah, to a point where it's just like flipping boobs on a screen.
Yeah.
It's just weird.
Yeah, it's weird. Yeah.
Just like closer, like you're starting
Yeah.
to feel like him, like no,
Yeah,
get
no,
it away,
the Toad,
no,
the
Toad, Toad.
booties.
Yeah, and then you think, how is he going to get out of this situation? And he shoots it. He shoots the screens.
Yeah. You didn't see it coming.
Perfect. I mean, I didn't know what he was going to do.
No.
Shoots the screens.
You've got to give it to him.
Well played.
He's resourceful.
He's resourceful at that. No one thinks to take the guns off him ever
no,
as well.
no.
Like enemies. He's like, and he keeps giving like crappy one-liners, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That aren't even bad funny.
No.
They're not even memorable.
Yeah.
He's just like, that was a blast. Just really.
Yeah.
I can't remember anymore.
No.
But yeah, he goes into. This is where you're gonna.
The brain rooms.
Goes into the brain room.
Yeah.
And they can't. They get a chance, don't they, to blow up the station?
Yeah.
But they can't blow it up because they need to get the souls out of the brain before they blow up the ship.
That's it.
Which is why Bucky's in there. And then it's quite tough here because they've got the brain, and what's that robot guy's name?
Toadborg.
Toadborg
He
comes in.
Yeah.
Because all that's left is. Well, does he like duff up the Toad guy, the General Toad?
I can't remember what happened. I think he's somewhere else, is he?
Is he?
The Toad.
At
Yeah.
this point?
I think he runs away.
So there's
or
Toadborg, and
Yeah.
obviously Complex is a big computer.
Yeah.
screen,
So he's just kind of
Can't
on the
really do
screen
much,
talking
yeah.
to him. Yeah.
So Toadborg basically duffs up Bucky.
Yeah.
And he's on the floor, no, and then he insults him, doesn't he? Like,
Yeah.
what does he call him? Something like warty or something.
Yeah. It's like
And he's not having it.
No.
So instead, he's got a gun pointed at him.
Yeah.
This is it. This is it,
This is
Bucky.
the end.
Sorry, I didn't think I'd die by someone so warty.
Yeah.
Warty!
Yeah.
And then instead of shooting him, he goes to hit him.
Yeah.
Like pistol whip him. To which he rolls out the way.
Jumps onto the brain thing.
Yeah, and then how does he? Bearing in mind, you can't blow it up.
Yeah.
Can't blow this area up. He's got to be resourceful in getting these souls or whatever they are out of this brain.
Yeah.
So what does he do?
Toadborg shoots at him.
Yeah,
And it shoots the brain thing.
because there you
shoots
go.
it. Yeah.
Shoots it,
Yeah.
blows it up,
And there you go.
and then they're free.
That's it.
Which begs the question: why didn't they just?
Yeah.
blow
Why
up
did
the
they
station?
shoot it? Yeah. In the first place.
That was the point I was getting at.
Yeah.
That was the build-up I had created.
Yeah.
Nonsense.
Once again, Bucky Hare saves the day.
Go through the
With
power
pure
of
shooty
shoot
shooty
first.
action.
Shoot first, ask questions later. But yeah, and then where does it go after that? It's sort of to be fair, there's a big thing going on outside because Willie saves the day, doesn't he?
Yeah.
In his like Mad Max ape suit at this point on the Wave Racer shoe.
Oh yeah, on the shoe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
There's a bit of shooting going on outside, and you see it when when they all return the souls.
Yeah.
You see it, don't you? You see it cuts to different mammals.
Yeah.
And did you notice they all look like really terrifying, grim versions of Arthur?
Yeah, that's
the
true.
yellow shirt,
Yeah.
like horrible, like one's a seal, and then one even looks like a bit like it could be the same thing, but really terrifying version of it.
Oh, really weird proportioned
Yeah.
animals, like, yeah.
And then it sort of cuts back to the station, and they are talking about how bad TV is and they don't want to watch it anymore.
And yeah, because they're like, oh, something's on, and then Bucky like turns the TV off or something. doesn't he?
Yeah,
And he's just
well, he
like,
shoots it.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Of course he
of
does.
Course, yeah.
Bless. I don't want that on anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want that on anymore. Pew.
Done.
Yeah, and that's the end of the episode.
Toon Jam. Toon Jam.
So now we shall go to our rating time, in which we give the show our unquestioned rating of thumbs up. Yeah,
Yeah.
get your blasters out, pal.
That's it.
Thumbs down,
Pure toad.
pure mate.
So
Torture
toad.
me.
Torture.
Torture me if you want. Thumbs down.
Flashback
That's not
fondue.
good. Shaky middle.
What's illustrated?
Maybe. Maybe. I'll take it. So let's start with you. What was your rating of this one?
Well, like I say, I used to watch Bucky quite a bit when I was a young one. So
Yeah.
I went in with fairly medium hopes.
Yeah. always a
Yes.
always a worry.
Yeah, that's it. And I do like the. I don't know how much of this is the show and not the comic, but I do like the designs. Like I think they look sort of different enough from a lot of the other stuff.
Yeah.
I like the colours; they're quite vivid colours.
Yeah, it does have a good.
And I think the shapes and designs of all the stuff are like it's not.
There's
really...
a uniqueness to it in there.
Yeah.
And it's weird because even though half of it seems to be stuck in the 80s,
Yeah.
half of it isn't.
No.
And I think it's got this weird
Yeah.
hybrid thing that
That's it.
not many other cartoons seem to have.
No, it's got that amalgamation of,
Yeah.
of sort of like 80s, 90s, and also
It's a bit like Captain Planet was, but more so.
yeah, definitely. And I mean, as well, like I guess as a kid, you can't go wrong with like anthropomorphic animals either. So
That's what actually you
yeah.
know the way that you want life to be.
That's it.
really,
So
at that age.
that's pretty good. And rewatching it, obviously it was a lot different in my head than what it was. The story wasn't exactly fantastic, but I do think that they always try and go for something like way more complicated than they need to.
Yeah.
Like I think that the subject matter, as well as like whatever they are trying to do with the story, is probably unnecessary for a kids show.
Yeah,
I feel like they're trying to tread on different ground, but they still don't really reach it.
No.
It's kind of like a halfway house that sort of is like
They clearly had an agenda with this episode in which they were trying to tell you TV's not good
Yeah.
for you, and you know, fair enough. Too much TV probably isn't good for anyone.
yeah.
But at the same time, it just doesn't feel like the place to tell you.
No.
Even with it being on TV, it's not just that. It's just the message is lost.
Yeah, definitely lost with all the other stuff.
Yeah.
So, I think it's kind of trying to be something and never quite achieving it.
And especially for a show that's all about merchandising and selling and commercialism.
Oh,
and
yeah.
selling. It is its own
Such a hollow
worst enemy at that
yeah.
point, surely, because that is like
It's just hypocrisy in it. At that
big
point,
time,
yeah.
and it is completely lost. Completely.
So yeah, I don't know what they were trying to do, but I think as a show, it was sort of middle ground. So
Yeah.
for me, it's going to have to be a shaky middle.
A shaky
middle for Bucky.
Oh,
Because I think there's
yeah.
potential, but it's sort of it goes
Missed-
up the
it's
hill
missed
and doesn't
potential.
quite reach the peak.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
I'll tell you.
for me, again, the character designs I did like, but the more it went on, the less I liked it. Because I was like, oh yeah, I really like Dead-Eyed Duck. Thought he was a really cool design.
Yeah.
Until you think, it does just look a lot like Daffy Duck.
Oh yeah, massively.
With 4 arms, so that's a bit lame.
Yeah.
Bucky or Hare, Green Rabbit with a red uniform.
Yeah.
But then as you watch it, his body's a bit too human. He's not animal enough.
Yeah.
And the way he walks is a bit uncanny valley, I thought.
Yeah, he's got a weird walk.
Yeah,
I think
it
it's because its
started, like, as
feet
it
are
went
big
on.
as well, or I don't know, like it's...
As it went on, it started to really like... You know that? Have you seen that new Sonic poster?
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing it reminded me of, where it's just a bit creepy for unknown reasons. And I really don't like Willy.
Yeah.
Like the design on him, just 280s. Not a fan. So the things I liked about it slowly, sort of, started making me dislike.
Yeah.
That was the thing I liked about it.
We went into minus
and I
territory.
think maybe part of it is because it was trying to give you that message, and then as you're being given that message at this age, you start to think, well, actually, you are the problem.
Yeah.
So that's a bit of a joke coming from you. That's like the Toads. That's like you're putting out what the Toads are making.
Yeah.
You are the Toads, mate.
That's it.
So yeah, that really was upsetting, because I do agree it does have a good potential, and it is, it feels a bit like a Star Wars ripoff, but that's not always a problem.
No,
because
there's plenty.
When something gets made, superhero films come out, and more superhero films come out. It's just natural in it, because people want more of it at the time. So it's a time when sci-fi. I mean, Captain Simian and Space Monkey, same thing.
Yeah, definitely.
There was plenty of them, so that's not really a problem. And it's, even though it's similar, it has got its own look, and those things make it cool. But yeah, the story did aggravate me quite a lot. So I think I'm going to be a thumbs down.
Oh,
thumbs down.
Thumbs straight down.
Quite surprised, to be honest, because I too had medium hopes. And I kind of wanted to shaky middle to cling on to them, but it's not fair.
You knew inside that you were a thumbs down.
Like, it doesn't mean, as always, it doesn't mean you dislike a property or something, but as far as rating that episode, and it doesn't stand, I don't think, today as a fine example of a 90s cartoon, or cartoon in general. Thumbs down from me.
Wow.
One shaky middle, one thumbs down. So there you go. What did you think, guys? Have you watched it yet? Maybe not. Go and watch Complex Caper. Give us your rating.
Yeah.
Thumbs up, thumbs down, shaky middle. What did you think? So on that, let's move into our final segment. Reboot time. My God, it's dead. We need a reboot. Reboot! So, reboot. Interesting. What we talk about is, should it have a reboot? Will it have a reboot?
When it have a reboot?
When it and why it have a reboot? We just talk about what our thoughts on a possible reboot. If, why, when, who, where, what,
whom,
will,
well,
why,
wef,
a reboot, guys. Wef a reboot. So, I will put some news out on the start.
Oh.
Neil Adams, another comic book creator who did a recent run, and when I say recent, somewhere around the early 2000s, so not that recent. But considering, it's a
brand new year.
The comic book was conceived in the 70s. Announced that he too was making a movie out of that story. This was in 2006, so I think probably by now it's dead on its arse.
That's it.
So it probably won't happen.
In space somewhere.
But it nearly happened.
Yeah.
So
could it arise again?
Could it happen again? I mean, what do you think on the prospect?
I think now that we seem to be seeing a lot of these sort of old properties coming back to life, I think now is probably a time when people are going to start rifling through older stuff and being like, can we bring this back?
Yeah,
like,
because they've got. I mean, we've just. I mean, it's 2019 now, and as it stands, pop culture wise, we seem to go back to what, say, 30 years in the past when we look at stuff and pull it back in. So the 80s for this decade have been
massive,
have been rifled, and to an extent some of the 90s. But I think we will start to see more 90s things because it's stuff that sort of, well, I say it's like 20 years, isn't it? 30 years, whatever. Either way, I think we will start to see more 90s stuff.
Yeah.
So it is possible. I mean, that it could make another comeback. But I do think with Neil Adams behind it, it probably won't.
Yeah.
Because the way he does stuff is too. He values his own input probably too much for a big company to. I can't see him
not very
giving it away. Yeah, I can't see him giving it away to anyone really. And so unless he does everything.
Yeah.
So, I don't think it will.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see Bucky or Hare.
Oh man.
Do you think we should though?
Well, I think with some rewrites, some very needed rewrites.
The potential.
Yeah, I mean, like with how far CGI and stuff's come, like I think you could get like a cool CGI movie out of this. I mean, if Into the Spider-Verse is anything to go by as far as like what we can do on screen with different styles and stuff, then like you could definitely get a half decent Bucky O'Hare film, or at least just a short animation, like just
a new TV series.
Yeah,
why do a film?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Why not just do a new TV series?
Yeah, a new TV series would be fine. Little shorts, because the characters are still pretty fun, and they're still quite different. For saying we've come 30 years, there's still not really stuff that looks like Bucky O'Hare in its own way. Like
no, except for Dead-Eye Duck, who does look a lot like Daffy.
Oh yeah, except for Daffy Duck in a suit with some extra arms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, you could solve that problem just by changing him from like black to blue.
Yeah.
Just make him blue, and then all of a sudden he's a different duck.
Definitely, yeah. But I think they did try and do some complicated stuff in the show that definitely flew over the heads of the kids.
Yeah, and
didn't quite. Yeah, for the adults.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, just I don't know. Maybe it's at the time when they just didn't have the. Yeah. They couldn't be that serious about it because it wasn't till really Batman that anything was that hit on stuff and just started to get away with it more. I mean, was there anything else in the 80s really that sort of did what they did?
I don't think so. No, it was either very kid morally, sort of like very easily approachable and understandable. Yeah. Whereas like I don't think it ever really, the storylines ever really got that complex or dark sort of as Batman did until. So I think with Bucky it's that there's a lot of sci-fi stuff in there that's like that could actually be quite cool if it was handled well as well. And then you've got like the fun kind of side.
It had enough action, but it just didn't register really.
No, not at all. So I think there's
potential there for something.
Yeah, it could maybe it could happen, but I mean it has been a long time since.
Yeah, I mean it's one of those things, isn't it? I mean we always talk about reboots comes up quite often because we have a segment on it. So we'll do. But a lot of them, even though you could, you don't need to. You can make something new. But at the same time, Bucky O'Hare, I mean, it didn't even really get the chance at the time.
No.
So you wouldn't be, and they're not that good. So you wouldn't be ruining anything.
No, not at all. Yeah, and in the current climate, it's just that it's probably more likely now than it was.
Well, I mean, they're redoing Thundercats.
Yeah.
To no one's pleasure. Not because they don't like Thundercats, but it didn't go down well.
No, that trailer didn't. So nobody enjoyed that.
So we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't think we will see it, if I'm honest.
And I think it could be good if they did do it.
There you go.
That's reboot.
So there you go. So another episode, 2019, baby.
Yeah.
Get ready for more.
That's it.
Still here, still plugging away. So if you enjoyed that, please feel free to rate and review us on iTunes or
Wherever you listen.
wherever you listen. Spotify,
Yeah.
Stitcher. I
Yeah.
don't know. Name it. Name what you do.
Name it.
That please do.
Say it out loud
helps
now.
us out. Help. What? Can you
Was
repeat
it?
that?
Is it?
Yeah, on that.
That's the one.
So yeah, thank you, and that would help us out loads, and it helps people find us and grow our audience.
Yes.
Just like you, fair fellows. So, on that note, thanks again, and until next time, stay jammy.